so I haven't done this one in a while. Ilia Topuria versus Max Holloway. I've said a lot about this fight already, and yet I find myself having to say a couple more things. In a recent interview, Ilia Topuria mentioned how Max likes to do the center of the octagon stand and bang thing. Let's stand here and let's just go for it. And Ilia invited Max to do that in the first round, and he says if Max does that in the first round, he will get knocked out. I agree. I don't think Max will do that. I think Max will do what he's done, especially what he did against Gaethje, which is box really well for most of the fight, and then do that patented trademark Max Holloway thing in the final few seconds of the fight as a whole. I don't think Ilia Topuria will join in, though. I think Ilia will deny that, because as much as Ilia likes to put on a performance for the audience, for the crowd, I don't think he'll risk that much. I don't think he's going to take that risk. Max Holloway will. He's the BMF. I would not consider Ilia to be the BMF. Ilia is a smart guy, very powerful, great fighter, but I don't think he's nowhere near the BMF, especially when he won his belt and he then decided that he was going to be calling the shots and called out a number of names at featherweight that he would not let fight him. That doesn't sound very BMF to me. That being said, my opinion on how this fight goes and who wins has not changed. I think Ilia Topuria will win this fight, and that's just because of how good this motherfucker is. Without full-on glazing this guy, because I don't like Ilia Topuria. I don't. I will talk hours about his greatness, but I do not like the guy because I am a Volkanovski fan. I'm an Alexander Volkanovski fan. I've been for years, and it pained me to see what Ilia did to him in their fight. But as much as it pains me, one of my number one beliefs, especially when I made this channel, is it doesn't matter how much you hate a guy, how much you hate his personality, how much you hate a fighter's personality, what he does outside the octagon and all this other shit. You can't deny the cold, hard, factual evidence of their greatness, their record, what they've done for the sport and in the sport. Okay? Same shit for Ilia. This guy is good. This motherfucker is really good. He has Francis Ngannou level power at his weight class. All he needs is a couple clean hits to put you out. Out. He could be losing a fight. You could be landing all sorts of kicks on him and have a ton of points. You better damn well be careful for during the championship rounds. Because if you slip up once, better yet if you slip up at least twice, you'll be put out. You'll be slept. You just watch the Volkanovski fight against this guy. Volkanovski is a great striker, and I consider him to be a genius in the sport of MMA. And he did the right thing. He utilized his jab. He centered his whole fighting plan around that jab to keep Ilia Topuria at bay. So Ilia Topuria doesn't get in and land something heavy and put him out. He utilized the jab. The one thing Alexander Volkanovski did wrong in their fight was he didn't maintain awareness of how far he was from the cage. He allowed himself to get backed up to the point where he had no room. He was completely plastered against the cage, and Ilia was able to tee off on the guy. And then all he needed was a couple clean shots to the chin, and he's gone. Max Holloway is a brilliant boxer. He's able to evade out of so many things. He's able to slip and bob and weave so well. He's an amazing boxer. I consider him to be one of the best in the UFC. Better yet, probably in the world. He's an amazing boxer. He still gets touched. He still gets touched. Watch any Max Holloway fight, he'll still get touched. Okay? And I understand, well, even if you get touched, you could still be in there. You can't allow yourself to keep getting touched against Ilia Topuria, because this guy's power is crazy. All he needs is to touch you a couple of times, and you'll go to sleep. Max Holloway's chin, as well, is ironclad. Ilia will break that. Ilia will undoubtedly break that. He will break Max Holloway's chin. Okay? His chin could be made out of granite. It doesn't matter. All Ilia needs to do is touch this guy a couple of times. That's why I'm going with Ilia. I want to go with Max so fucking bad. When Max Holloway was first announced, when Max Holloway versus Justin Gaethje was first announced for the BMF belt, when everybody had Gaethje beating Max because Max was too old and he's been He's been hit on his chin too long. I had Max Holloway. I chose Max Holloway. You can find the fucking video all the way down on this list of my videos on this channel. I went with Max Holloway as soon as the fight was announced because I believed in the boxing of Max, and I felt like Max was going to touch Gaethje up, whereas Gaethje has very hard swings and very hard strikes, but they're a little slower than Max Holloway's. Max Holloway is fast and his boxing is beautiful. He's added this new spinning back kick to his arsenal to keep his opponent at bay. He's really nice with that. And I feel like it could be effective against Ilya. But it won't keep Ilya outside of range for the whole fight. For the entire fight. You cannot do that. You just cannot do that. Maybe further down the line as Ilya gets older and makes more money and loses focus and maybe gets less hungry. But right now, Ilya is dangerous. So fucking dangerous, man. If you put Alexander Volkanovski out like that, you are undoubtedly going to be one of the greats. Same thing went for Islam Makhachev when Islam was able to do what he did to Alexander Volkanovski. Islam is undoubtedly going to be one of the greats. Same shit for Ilya. I hate Ilya, like I just said. But there's no denying his greatness. There's no denying how great he will be because that power is crazy for that weight class. It's insane. And he's putting guys out left and right. He'll do the same shit to Sean O'Malley if O'Malley decides to go up. I hope he doesn't because he's doing well at bantamweight. He's doing well, although there's a lot of greats at bantamweight now working their way up to the belt. Let's see what happens there. But as for Ilya, this guy is really good, and he's better than Max. I don't think Ilya's boxing per se, his technique will be better than Max, but he damn sure has more power than Max. And all he needs to do is land a couple of times on Max Holloway. Max Holloway is going to sleep. I cannot aim to prepare you guys enough for what's going to happen. If you are a diehard Max Holloway fan, avert your eyes because he's going to sleep. He can move like Muhammad Ali in there. He will still get tagged at least once or twice, and I cannot stress it enough. That's all Ilia Topuria needs. So, like Ilia Topuria said in this previous interview, if Max Holloway wants to stand and bang, let him do so, and he will find out. The same shit will happen. It pains me to glaze Ilya this much, but this is what it is. Ilya is great. Put the house on Ilya. I'm damn sure know I will. Okay? Max Holloway is going to sleep. Hate it or love it, do what you will with it. Just cope with the information I'm trying to give you. What do you think?